You know, when you have something new, you're not really sure how to position it, like this microphone right here. I'm not sure whether to bring it closer or take it a little bit lower, hang it from the top. I have no idea, guys. We'll figure it out. We are trying to improve the clan home, get things, have some quality stuff. Yes, it might look as simple as Simpleton can be because that's my middle name, Simpleton. And so now and again, do not worry. Sometimes you're going to find me sitting on the couch. Sometimes you're going to find me sitting here. It's just going to depend how I feel whenever I set up and film videos. I know that some of y'all were like, no, you're better on the couch. You're more comfortable there. But I feel comfortable here too because I work here. This is my workstation. And I would say 78% of my day spent here, work plus listening to all the current affairs that are breaking in the country, and I bring it to your attention. Anyways, let me not bore you, but I hope I'm audible enough, and I hope this is the position that we will keep this microphone, because I was looking at it from this angle and I'm thinking, if I talk, I'm going to keep doing this, like as if I'm dodging. But I feel like it's better coming from the bottom up. I don't know. You'll comment in the comment section. I don't know. But it's all to improve, guys. It's to improve audio. You see on YouTube, this is also a tip to anybody that is considering becoming a YouTuber. You can have the most ugliest picture. I'm talking about the video. But when the audio is bad, people do not tolerate bad audio. They can tolerate a bad picture, but not audio, because they came for content. They want to get the solutions that you have for them, not you looking cute. Anyways, let's talk about the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry today. I never seen 3 commissioners infuriated. These people were almost like they've been suffocated by the witness. I think his name is Omashi Dlamini, who is the deputy chief police in the city of Tshwane. So then I was like, oh, okay, so who are you exactly? But he'd been here before, and then he was told that he's going to come back on a later date, and that date is today. And I was like, this man is begging to be arrested. As you listen to him, he's insufferable. He's insufferable. Because if I said he was a hostile witness, that would be an understatement. He was insufferable. This man was told so many times by the commissioners that you are dishonest. As a witness, and the moment I hear even one of them look at me suspiciously, I will change my ways, because I know what the repercussions are. The repercussions when they do their recommendations will be, I should be arrested. So in order for me to mitigate, because Vele, you're going to jail. While you are going to jail, we're looking now at the process of the tenders that he allegedly was trying to manipulate to favor Ngapesheya and Al Shaddai. And these 2 companies belong to Sergeant Nkosi's brother, Beki Nkosi. So, of course, Beki Nkosi and Sergeant Nkosi, in my opinion, they were partners. It's just as Sergeant Nkosi said, you know what? You are going to be the sole proprietor as a person that goes to bid for these tenders in Tshwane. Me, I get kickbacks. You pay me in cash. Hence, we found so much money that was in his house, not once, but twice. The first time they raided Sergeant Nkosi's house, they found over 380,000 rand in cash, allegedly. The second time around, they found 52,000. Is it 52,000? I think 52,000 rand that he could not explain where it came from. Once again, what do you think all that money comes from? So, Mr. Dlamini, Umashi, he was trying his level best to not go to jail. but he was begging to go to jail. You cannot frustrate the chairperson of the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry the way he has. Not only was he frustrating the chairperson, but Mayor Baloy as well as Sandile Kumalo, they were not happy with him. Even the way when they would ask him to stop being dishonest, you could tell the choppy words that were coming out of their mouth, which was just saying, bro, you are lying. You uh you had an advantage as a deputy police chief, and in that advantage also gave you the authority as to how these tenders are going to go, who's going to win them and who's not going to win them. The talk that you were saying on the stand almost was like you were listening to what's that other guy, Garrett Mnisi. Garrett Mnisi. So I don't even remember what you were saying. That's how dull your testimony was. You were speaking a whole lot of English, but made absolute no logic in whatever it is that you are saying. Same goes with Umashi Dlamini. Umashi Dlamini, from what I understand, he used to be a member of the SANDF. And then from there, I don't know whether he retired or he got fired. I don't know what the case is. Then he went into the taxi industry because, from what I understand, his family are taxi owners. There was a question that was also asked regarding the number of taxis his family have, and he was given, I think, after tea time, to come back and let the commission know how many taxis the family owned. And one of the instructions, also he got. Now I'm burping. I apologize. So the second instruction, that in fact it was more like a command. Go, and it's like a naughty child. You know how you punish a naughty child by having a naughty corner? Those that know what I'm talking about, I believe in that, by the way. You have a naughty corner, face that naughty corner and think about what you did. And then after you're done, you come back and tell me the insights of what you thought about that you did that got you punished in the first place. So he was told to go to tea break and think about how he is going to carry himself inside the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry. Basically, they were saying, you need to be honest. Come back and tell the truth. Because when you are lying, you are digging yourself a deeper grave. Because in as much as what he is saying in the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry is not going to be used against him in a criminal case, but these are human beings. They are following the procedures, the process in the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry, and they're also reading your behavior, your attitude, as well as your economy with the truth. That is going to play against him inside his trial, should he ever get arrested and charged, and then dragged to a trial. All of those things are going to play against him. I don't understand why people that are witnesses in the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry think that they are going to dribble. These are legal eagles. You can get away with all of that stuff with your friends and the people that you hang out with, probably with the office in the city of Tshwane. But you are in a formal process that is almost a judicial process. And the people that are chosen, they were carefully chosen. They can tell when you are BSing with them. So much so that even Advocate Sandile Kumale had to ask him, lower himself and said, please assume that we can read English and understand what's written in those communications through WhatsApp. Because there was a list that was requested of him and a different list he sent. So this list that he was asked about was a list of bidders. Yeah, now he sends a list of the mandate, meaning these are the people that are already chosen. Hence, the end of a WhatsApp, I think from Nisi, says these are ours. Meaning, yeah, these are the ones that myself, Umashi, Dlamini, Sergeant Kosi, and Nico agreed that these are the ones that are going to be pushed forward for this tender. And so happen to be Ngapesheya as well as Al Shaddai. And whose companies are those? Yes, they are the companies of Sergeant Kosi's brother, Beki. I almost said Beki Beki Nkosi. So it's clear. By this weekend, I predict we are going to see an arrest on Beki Nkosi. Beki Nkosi, this being the brother of Sergeant Kosi. We might even see the arrest of Garrett Mnisi. We might also see arrest of the witness today that was on the stand. We also going to see arrest of Nico and probably the entire committee that decides on these tenders. And I think there are also going to be external people that are going to be arrested this weekend. If it's not this weekend, they might wait for both Mnisi and Dlamini to complete their testimonies. But I think they are going to catch them on something small, like how they did with Julius Mkwanazi, as well as Mr. Lerutla, Kagiso Lerutla. Now let's talk about it's raining handcuffs in Mfuleni municipality. Allegedly, some even did not come to work because they heard would say, hey, it's raining handcuffs and I might find myself in Kakele, meaning also arrested. So y'all thought you're going to be corrupt. And this is, by the way, the fleet I don't know what they call them, the fleet something, fleet control. And fleet control, remember the lady that was assassinated? She found illegalities in that department. And that's the department where people are actually getting arrested. And something tells me the mayor, the CFO, you name it, they're all going to be handcuffed. And I did say, when I think this time around, because this is the PKTT, by the way, that is doing the arrest. The PKTT. Remember how we celebrated when we heard that the PKTT is going to be searching Mfuleni and the death of this lady? And I did say it is stupid. It is stupid to unalive a person because you are amplifying the suspicion. Now all eyes will be on you. All eyes, it doesn't matter who you are, because you know what? Somebody is going to develop a conscience. If they don't develop a conscience, they are going to be living with guilt. If they don't live with guilt, they're going to open their mouth one way or the other. And that house of cards then crumbles to the ground. When you unalive a person, you make it worse. Igazi liyakhuluma. How do we put this in English? The blood talks. This is direct translation, by the way. The blood of a person talks. This reminds me of Macbeth. Remember, Lady Macbeth and Duncan used to see blood on their fingers because they kill, is it Duncan? They kill, is it? They killed the king. Okay, I'm sorry. I kind of like forgot my Shakespeare. And that was my favorite Shakespeare literature, by the way. But I get it correct someday. So it's something of that nature. The blood of a person talks. Every time you look at your hands, you see blood. You see blood. Why? Because you know what you did. So somebody will develop that conscience, and that person who develops a conscience will be the one that becomes a state witness. And the mastermind, what would have been the worth of all of this? Unaliving a person. At the end of the day, what you were trying to bury, it comes right knocking at your door. And now we are going to see you 50 years later, like how Julius Mkwanazi was like, commissioners, Bellarmine, I'm sitting this side. Next time you see me, who knows, it's going to be 10 years or even 50 years time. Look at him now, looking like a fish out of a fish tank. That's how he looks like. What was he looking up again? He looked like a little child. Just walked into kindergarten and then saw all these beautiful Sistine Chapel paintings on the wall. It's a courtroom. Or maybe he was in disbelief that, oh, now I'm this side of the dock. And then you also have to look at Kagiso. Kagiso Lerutla. I get can find a bagbambil. They caught you, sir. So this man in 2019 he's caught on speeding, and then he makes the case. When you think about it, it's funny, but it's not. This man, he speeds, he gets caught, and then he's arrested, and then he gets out on 2,000 rand bail. And when he's supposed to appear in court, a ghost goes in his place. The ghost gets punished with community service. The ghost goes for 1 day, never returns, and then allegedly Julius Mkhwanazi was like, oh, that will be 400,000 rand bill. And then Kagiso Lerutla allegedly pays Julius Mkhwanazi the 400,000 rand, but he does not share, allegedly. Now we're using our two IQs here, but he does not share half of the 400,000 rand, probably gives the actor 2,000 rand or 5,000 rand. The actor, I think, is the one that blew the whistles, like, once by that man called Julius Mkhwanazi. He's gotta go to jail, without also realizing he's also pulling water through the drain into his house, because he also has to get arrested. I think that's the whistleblower in this matter. Okay, then as you saw, they're arrested, they're brought to court, now they're applying for bail. When they came yesterday for bail application, Mr. Lerutla gets hit with a charge of murder. I was like, hang on a minute, what? Yeah, a whole charge of murder. So I thought he got rearrested actually, and then he was charged with that. In my head, I'm like, but wait a minute, but he's still on the dock with Julius Mkhwanazi. Is Julius Mkhwanazi in on this? But anyways, we find out that in 2021, I think, yeah, in 2021, he has a car accident, speeding again with his Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon. And in this accident, a lady gets unalived. He calls somebody. We don't know who he calls. And oh yeah, he doesn't call anybody. You know those tow trucks people? You know how they always hang out and lurk under bridges, for especially during like peak hours in the morning and peak hours in the afternoon. So if there are accidents, they are there to, I don't know what they do. So yeah, he instructs one of them, pays them 10,000 rand allegedly to take the body of this lady and dump it. And me thinks it's not just a random person. I don't think it's one of those guys. I think it's Julius Mkhwanazi, because Julius Mkhwanazi and bodies, right? Old mine shafts, the dam. And so in my head, I'm thinking, oh my goodness gracious me, there's a family that has been looking for their loved one for the past 5 years. Not 5 years. Yeah, 5 years at this point. They don't know where their loved one is. And now they are hearing that possibly, where is that lady's body is my question. I don't know. Maybe I did not hear if her body was subsequently found. Who found it? I don't know. So yeah, he was slapped with that charge. How evil can you be? No, Ababosh. Let them go rot in jail, guys. And I'm asking, how big is Ebongweni? Because, hey, government, you are anticipating a lot of people. I mean a lot of people. And I did see an aerial view of Ebongweni. I did see there's some extra space. Can you start building right now? By the time they are found guilty, at least half of Ebongweni, the new wing, is complete to intake all these people. And Kgosi Mampuru, I think Kgosi Mampuru cannot be trusted. I don't know. In my opinion, I don't think that prison can be trusted. Now, in closing, let's talk about the tender. I think while we are going to eradicate it, like remove it from our governance system, the panelists should not be known. I don't think they should be known. They should be, nobody should know who they are. They should be like ghosts, like South African state security type of situation. So nobody knows who exactly do we talk to if we want to be corrupt. And submissions should be done via email, no handwritten, nothing. And there should be also these serial numbers on them. Because no, the way things are going right now, we are going to be having people that seize opportunities to make money out of us, like destroying dams so that they can get tenders to supply water and secure it. They make a place insecurable, and then they go and bid to be private securities where there's a high level of crime. You people who, no, let me not say it that way, because some parents, they do everything in their level best to bring up upstanding members of society, but because they think they're smart, upgebengu is for stupid people, because you don't think. You know what you don't think about? That this comes to an end at some point. Anyways, I don't know. What are your thoughts about Umashi Dlamini's testimony? I have never seen usually it's either Membaloy who is irritated by a witness, or it's Justice Madlanga. I have never seen Sandile Kumalo so annoyed by a witness. But today, I was like, if Sandile Kumalo is this angry at a witness, no, he's doing, and values we're listening to him, you're like, sir, your stories, they contradict, they make no sense. When I just say, yes, this was supplying me millions so that I can live a certain lifestyle. That's all that you needed to do. It's over, Vele. It's over. So, hey, this weekend, I think it's going to be busy. And I think we're also going to be addressed by the new acting police commissioner. I hope Sunday, when everybody's, sober, as Ntlatlam Khwanaza said once. Anyways, let's see each other a little bit later. Tell me what you think about this new little setting of ours. I know, a lot still needs to be done. But I'm happy because I've been wanting this baby for the longest of times. And she isn't cheap. Anyways, I'll see you later. Goodbye.